Good afternoon, Namibia and beyond, and a very warm welcome to the Government Information Center studio for the Cabinet Decisions Briefing with me, Helene Philippus Hamunyela. For this afternoon, I'm delighted to introduce to you the Minister of ICT and Spokesperson of Government, Honorable Emma Tiafelis, to brief the Namibian nation on the decisions made at the first decision-making meeting held on the 11th of February 2025.
Dear listeners and viewers, welcome to the Cabinet Decisions briefing of the first Cabinet decision making held on the 11th of February 2025 as chaired by His Excellency the President, Dr. Nangolo Mbumba. The first Cabinet decision is around the cascading of the SWAPO Party Manifesto Implementation Plan to the national plans of the Government of the Republic of Namibia. Cabinet approved the incorporation of the SWAPO Party Manifesto into the government plans for the implementation from the 1st of April 2025. The second Cabinet decision is a feedback report on the implementation of Cabinet decisions for the period 1st of October 2023 to the 31st of March 2024. Cabinet took note and endorsed the feedback report on the implementation of these Cabinet decisions and its key recommendations, which amongst others include that officers, ministries and agencies to continuously communicate with their counterparts in order to finalize the signing of all memorandums of understanding, and that budgetary provision be made for the implementation of these decisions by the affected OMAs and enhance continuous mobilization of funding to the development partners to support its implementation. The third Cabinet decision are the measures to address the congestion of trucks at the Katima Mulilo border post. Cabinet approved the proposed short to long-term interventions to address the congestion of trucks at the Katima Mulilo border post as highlighted following. First, the short-term interventions include a documentary pre-clearance to ensure that necessary documentation is processed before trucks arrive at the border. The introduction of clearing agent rules gazetted under the Customs and Excise Act, Act number 20 of 1998, which establishes the Association of Truck Drivers for Namibia to serve as a forum for public-private partnership and sector dialogues between various border agencies and truck drivers to ensure that issues affecting the truck drivers, as well as to ensure that issues affecting the effective clearance of goods are discussed and addressed timeously. The 24-hour operation of the weighbridge to coincide with the 24-hour operations of the Katima Mulilo Wenela border post as from the 1st of April 2025, and diplomatic engagement with Zambia to remove processing restrictions. The long-term interventions include the conduct of a joint time release study to identify bottlenecks that have led to the congestion of these trucks at the border post, implementation of an interagency standard operation framework on coordinated border management in Namibia, and introduction of a one-stop border post between Namibia and Zambia, development of a truck port facility, and relocation of Katima Mulilo Way Bridge to prevent trucks from clogging the main town areas of Katima Mulilo and ensure all weight checks are conducted near the border. The fourth decision is accession by Namibia to the International Convention on Facilitation of International Maritime Traffic of 1965. Cabinet approves Namibia's accession to the International Convention on Facilitation of International Maritime Traffic of 1965 as amended, with reservation of 3.16.13 and 3.16.14 of the 1965 Convention respectively, as advised by the Attorney General. And Cabinet also authorized the Minister of International Relations and Cooperation to sign and submit Namibia's instrument of accession to the International Maritime Organization. The FAO Convention aims to streamline supply chains. Hence, it is pivotal for Namibia as a country striving to develop its own logistics hub, and according to FAO, will significantly contribute to the second Harambee Prosperity Plan, which is under implementation, and its goal around strengthening Namibia's position as a transport and logistics hub. On the liner, shipping connectivity, logistics and performance, as well as the ease of doing business rankings. The fifth cabinet decision is the Digital Rehabilitation Project with the United Nations Interregional Crime and Justice Research Institute. Cabinet authorized the Ministry of Home Affairs, Immigration and Safety and Security's Department of Namibian National Correction Service to partake in this United Nations Interregional Crime and Justice Research Institute project on the digital rehabilitation with the assistance of the government of Japan. Namibia's involvement in the project will increase its participation and responsiveness, address ultimately the equipping of participants to be more effective to address risk factors of recidivism. Furthermore, various correctional officers will benefit from the training that will be provided under this project. The next cabinet decision is a proposed mutual exemption of visa requirements between the government of the Republic of Namibia and the government of the People's Republic of China for holders of diplomatic and official service passports. Cabinet authorized the Ministry of Home Affairs, Immigration and Safety and Security to enter into a mutual exemption from visa requirements between the People's Republic of China and the Republic of Namibia for holders of diplomatic and official service passports. The second last cabinet decision is a report of the 79th session of the UNGA, the United Nations General Assembly, held in New York, United States of America from the 20th to the 30th of September 2024. Cabinet took note of the report and directed the following offices, ministries, or agencies to take action in their areas of responsibility: the Ministries of Information and Communication Technology, Sports, Youth and National Service, Environment, Forestry and Tourism, International Relations and Cooperation, and the National Planning Commission. Cabinet also approved the hosting of national dialogues and forums to raise awareness and mobilize support for the implementation of the Pact of the Future and its goals. In this regard, the National Planning Commission should consider developing a monitoring and evaluation mechanisms to track the progress of the Pact implementation and make data-driven adjustments to policies and programs in government. Cabinet also endorsed the revision of the Antimicrobial Resistance AMR Action Plan and update the 2017 National AMR Action Plan to align with the current global standards and effectively address emerging AMR challenges and establish dedicated national and regional budgets for AMR activities, providing resources for essential surveillance, research, and training initiatives to address AMR, and that the Ministry of Health and Social Services to coordinate the initiative in consultation with the relevant stakeholders. The next cabinet decision is the 25th anniversary of the United Nations Security Council Resolution 1325 on Women, Peace and Security. Cabinet directed the Minister of Gender, Equality, Poverty Eradication and Social Welfare to initiate the review of Namibia's first generation National Action Plan of Women, Peace and Security with the full participation of all stakeholders and ensure that the second generation National Action Plan call for increased gender integration, equality and gender responsive approaches, including intersectional aspects of the Women, Peace and Security Regional and South-to-South Cooperation Agenda. Cabinet directed all relevant stakeholders, which are the Ministry of Defense and Veterans Affairs, Gender Equality, Poverty Eradication and Social Welfare, International Relations and Cooperation, Home Affairs, Immigration and Safety and Security, and the Education, Arts and Culture around the heritage and commemoration, and the Ministry of Information and Communication Technology to prioritize the development of the second generation National Action Plan on Women, Peace and Security as a matter of urgency. Cabinet further directed all OMAs to include commitments to the Women, Peace and Security agenda in their statements and engagements and all high-level engagements. Cabinet endorsed for the government of the Republic of Namibia to consider hosting an event with invited international and national stakeholders in order to signify Namibia's firm commitment to the future of women, peace and security agenda. And Cabinet also directed the Ministry of Information and Communications Technology and International Relations and Cooperation to establish a silver anniversary of the UNSCR 1325 on Women, Peace and Security Planning Committee, encompassing senior and other officials from the key ministries of Defense and Veterans Affairs, Gender Equality and Poverty Eradication and Social Welfare, Home Affairs, Immigration, Safety and Security, Education, Arts and Culture. The final Cabinet decision is a report on the 15th session of the Assembly of the International Renewable Energy Agency held between the 11th to the 13th of January 2025 in Dubai in the United Arab Emirates. Cabinet took note of the International Renewable Energy Agency, IRENA's annual assembly report and endorsed Namibia's selection as Vice President of IRENA for 2025, representing the Africa Group or region, and Namibia taking up the vice presidency role offers a unique platform to influence global energy policies and spearhead initiatives that drive sustainable development on the international scale. This concludes the Cabinet briefing of the first decision-making Cabinet held this year of 2025 on Tuesday, the 11th of February 2025, as chaired by His Excellency the President, Dr. Nangolo Mpumba. Thank you very much for your kind attention.
Thank you, Honourable Minister, for the Cabinet decisions update. It is indeed very highly appreciated. Well, Namibia, that concludes today's Cabinet decisions briefing. Thank you so much for watching. From myself, Hileni Felepa-Samunyela, and the GIC production crew. Until next time, take care.